Here's what I would honestly say. I don't believe we are a fundamentally different country today than we were 2 weeks ago. The same country with all its grace and flaws and volatility and insecurity and strength and resilience exists today as existed 2 weeks ago. The same country that elected Donald Trump, elected Barack Obama. I feel badly for the people for whom this election will mean more uncertainty and insecurity. I also feel like this fight has never been easy. And the ultimate irony of this election, the cynical strategy of the Republicans, which is our position is government doesn't work.
And definitely a bit of a surprise here. Looks like America is voting for a change of pace. The world is in a bit of a shock. We're sure this is for real, right? What have you done? You maniacs!
Why is America
not the greatest country in the world, Professor? That's my answer. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're gonna tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And got you, sorority girl. Just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite? Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right, fought for moral reasons, passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed, we cared about our neighbors, we put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chests. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured disease, cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men, men who were revered.
We have been here before.
I'm not sure what to believe about anything anymore.
Refusing intelligence briefings. He's refusing, which I think is hilarious that Trump, like just that sentence, Trump refusing intelligence is just so perfect.
First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one.
But right now, looking at it, I have Hillary Clinton at 280 and Donald Trump at 258.
I have Hillary Clinton winning every swing state with the exception, I believe, of North Carolina, which I think you can call a swing state, 332 to 206.
All right, so George, I did the states. I didn't look at the numbers ahead of time. I got to 269, 269.
I started with the Obama-Romney map from 2012, and I did a little bit of flipping.
Gathered here today to mourn the passing of our dear friend, Fax. Fax hadn't been doing too well, that's no secret. We didn't know how bad it was until November 8th, 2016. And they were gone.
No, I always loved Fax. I loved him.
Fax always had my back.
I just wish I appreciated Fax when they were still here. All those times I went to the library, I didn't read any books. I was just jacking off in the computer room, allegedly. I'm sure they have it on video, but it doesn't matter anymore. Nothing matters anymore.
There was a ghost!
Do you have a computer room here?
It was a spooky ghost!
America is not the greatest country in the world anymore.
I've got Trump at 279, 259. I gave him Florida, Ohio, No, listen. So in his life, he's had a great track record of failure, bankruptcies, running from Vietnam, everything like that. But he's a populist candidate when the country is angry and you run, and it's the most establishment candidate we've ever seen against him. It was a terrible idea by the Democrats to support Hillary Clinton.
So you're so hot against him today because you think he's going to win.
I'm very worried, and if the Democrats are not really worried that in this populist time Donald Trump doesn't have an excellent chance of winning, they're completely wrong.
I don't think I could sit down right now. We still don't know, right? And we don't have any idea when it's going to be called. I think we can agree that this has been an absolute exhausting, bruising election for everyone. Right. And it has come to an ending that I did not imagine. We all now feel the way Rudy Giuliani looks.
Half the country is really happy. Half the country somewhere between despondent and furious. You may not know this about me, or you may. I'm a history buff. I love American history. And I was struck by one thought today. We have had bitter, angry elections for 200 years, whether it was Jefferson versus Burr, Adams versus Jackson, Lincoln versus Douglas, Alien versus Predator. I threw that in. I'm trying to keep it light.
Everybody's going to be saying, has America lost its mind? And the answer is evidently, back off, buddy. We got 300 million guns, and we're kind of stressed right now by every metric. I mean, we are more divided than ever as a nation.
What do I have to say about this? Well, I never been very political. I've always been very neutral. I find myself in lieu of your announcement becoming more and more patriotic. And I think I'm going to have to do my duty as an American. Oh, I say, you see, by the golden beam that was so bright.
It's called gravity.
One of the things that I think struck me odd about this election, and maybe I just missed it, was nobody asked Donald Trump what makes America great.
They did it carefully because they were concerned that I'd be offended by it. I want to be clear. Yeah, look at those titties. And yeah, I'd be a little offended, right?
You'd say, come on.
Yeah.
Another thing we're done with today is the era of politeness.
Absolutely.
Don't listen to the Democratic Party who tell you to move yourself and be fucking polite. No. The progressives, they're not going to be polite anymore. You know what we're going to do? Something that the DNC has cock-blocked this entire fucking time. We're going to fight back. And we're done with politeness. Okay, we fight back.
The same point I made about Richard Nixon, you know, if you remember the '68 election, it was crazy, right? And there was the riots in the streets, and the Chicago and the whole thing, and so the country's been divided like this before. But remember when Richard Nixon got elected, he passed OSHA, he passed the EPA, he proposed a healthcare plan that's better than the one we have right now. And that's because Americans got together. There was a civil rights movement, there was an anti-war movement, there were movements right now.
Let me get into character. I'm Richard. Okay. I'm Richard. Oh, booga booga.
This is what I think went wrong, is what Trump did very effectively is tap the angst and the anger and the hurt and the pain that millions of working class people are feeling. And what he said is, I, Donald Trump, I'm going to be a champion of the working class. That's the word he used. I know you're working longer hours for low wages, you're seeing your jobs go to China, you can't afford childcare, can't afford to send your kids to college. I, Donald Trump, alone, I can solve these problems. But what we are going to do, we're going to hold Mr. Trump accountable. We have all the things that he said. And we are going to say to Mr. Trump, if you have the courage to actually stand up to the big money interest of the billionaire class, if you have the courage to, in fact, develop policies that will improve lives of working people, count us in. I'm going to work with you. You want to rebuild the infrastructure? You want to raise wages? You want to end the disastrous trade policies? You're looking at as a guy who utilized the media, manipulated the media very well. He is an entertainer. He is a professional with that. But I will tell you that I think there needs to be a profound change in the way the Democratic Party does business. It is not good enough to have a liberal elite. I come from the white working class, and I am deeply humiliated that the Democratic Party cannot talk to the people from where I came from.
Therefore, do you believe that if you'd been the candidate, you would have won?
Hindsight is great, Charlie. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe, maybe not. But this is what I do know, that the Democratic Party has got to stand with the working people of this country, feel their pain, and take on the billionaire class, take on Wall Street, take on the drug companies. You know, it is very easy, and this is what I feel, very easy for a president to take on little girls who wear headscarves or Muslim, take on Latinos and minorities. A little bit harder to take on Wall Street and the drug companies and the insurance companies. And I challenge Mr. Trump.
About Katrina and Iraq and George Bush and how people were sick of him and John Bolton and Dick Cheney, and they wanted them out, right? So much so that it turned the Senate and the House to Democrat, and then we got Barack Obama, and we had all that. But this time when that happens, it's not going to be those same corporate Democrats. We're going to make sure that happens, that it's going to be Bernie Sanders type Democrats. It's going to be populists. It's going to be people who aren't in bed with Wall Street. That's what has to happen. So then when we do take it over again this time in 2 or 4 years, it's with progressives like Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, because it is going to happen, right? That people are going to get sick of him, right? All the people he's surrounding himself are people that people hate. Dick Cheney's approval rating was like 9%, when he left office. So Trump is going to be right around that same area. He's going to have John Bolton, Judge Arpaio, he's going to have Rudy Giuliani, people who are repulsive, right? So in 2 years, there will be an opportunity for progressives. In 4 years, it's going to be an amazing opportunity. So again, we can't allow this to get us depressed. We have to look at the bright side, which is 2 years and 4 years is going to be a progressive revolution. The one that we came this close to right now is going to happen. And the only reason this happened now is because the Democrats are actually Republicans. And when we retake the House and Senate, we're going to take it back with real progressives.
I did my job well, but maybe that code was the location of some rebel army in North Africa or the Middle East, and once they had that location, they bombed the village where the rebels are hiding. 1,500 people that I never met, never had no problem with, get killed. Now the politicians are saying, send in the Marines to secure the area because they don't give a shit. It won't be their kid over there getting shot, just like it wasn't them when their number got called because they were all born to tour in the National Guard. Maybe some kid from Southie over there taking shrapnel in the ass. He comes back to find that the plant he used to work at got exported to the country he just got back from, and the guy who put the shrapnel in his ass got his old job because he'll work for 15 cents a day and no bathroom breaks. Meanwhile, he realizes the only reason he was over there in the first place was so that we could install a government that would sell us oil at a good price. And of course, the oil companies use a little skirmish over there to scare up domestic oil prices, a cute little ancillary benefit for them, but it ain't helping my buddy at $2.50 a gallon. They're taking their sweet time bringing the oil back, of course. Maybe they even took the liberty of hiring an alcoholic skipper who likes to drink martinis and fucking play slalom with the icebergs. It ain't too long till he hits one, spills the oil, and kills all the sea life in the North Atlantic. So now my buddy's out of work, he can't afford to drive, so he's walking to the fucking job interviews, which sucks because the shrapnel in his ass is giving him chronic hemorrhoids, and meanwhile he's starving because every time he tries to get a bite to eat, the only blue plate special they're serving is North Atlantic scrod with Quaker steak. So what did I think? I'm holding out for something better. I figure, fuck it, while I'm at it, why not just shoot my buddy? Take his job, give it to his sworn enemy, hike up gas prices, bomb a village, club a baby seal, hit the hash pipe, and join the National Guard. I could be elected president.
This is the fight that we wage against ourselves and each other because America is not natural. Natural is tribal. We're fighting against thousands of years of human behavior and history to create something that no one's ever. That's what's exceptional about America, and that's what's this ain't easy. It's an incredible thing.